Hi, my name is Ryan Cook and I'm a PhD candidate in Industrial Organizational Psychology, which if you're not familiar with it is basically the psychology of work or using psychology in workplace settings. However, if you're not familiar with this guy up here, that's Russell Williams, former commander of the Canadian Air Force. Commander means the very tippy top level. And the two other images of the females there in the overall picture are his two victims who he raped and murdered many years ago. So you may be wondering how someone who is high in psychopathic personality, so pathological liar, ruthless, insensitive, manipulative, etc., could be promoted and selected to the very tip top and get to that really high-ranking leadership position. But not all of those who score high on the personality trait of psychopathy are murderers. In fact, we have two examples of corporate psychopaths here to my right and above me that engage in many other negative workplace-specific behaviors that are correlated with psychopathy, such as unethical decision-making, poor treatment of coworkers and subordinates, even bullying, white-collar crimes such as embezzling money and sexual harassment and things like that, and many other things demonstrated to be linked with psychopathy according to research. But why don't we screen these people out during the hiring or promotion process? And the answer is the current assessments just don't work very well in this setting. They're either very clinical, meaning you need a clinical psychologist to come in and make ratings, which is very resource intensive in terms of time and money, or two, they're self-report in nature, meaning 1 to 5, disagree, or agree scales, which I'm sure you've seen, and those are very fakeable in that people can easily distort their responses to appear non-psychopathic. To provide a solution to all of this is where my research comes in, which is developing the conditional reasoning test for workplace psychopathy. The CRT-WP works arguably better than other assessments because it's still self-report, but is covert in nature so the respondents don't know we're assessing psychopathy. In fact, as you can see in the example above, each question is presented as a logic or reasoning problem, so the participants think it's a test of intelligence basically and their reasoning ability, but in fact the responses they choose tell us whether their way of thinking and their way of reasoning is more psychopathically oriented or non-psychopathically oriented, the opposite, as you can see in the responses above. And this method has been used for other personality traits in the past, such as aggression. And here is a timeline of our work. So in 2019, we began developing the scale and showed that it is reliable and valid in measuring psychopathy. In 2020, we demonstrated that it's faking resistant. In 2021, we showed that it's correlated to counterproductive work behavior such as abuse, theft, and even self-interested decision-making. We're currently planning on 2 studies with large organizations to use the CRT-WP in their hiring process, and hopefully in the future this leads to an assessment that can actively screen out people high in psychopathy for leadership positions. And with that, I just wanted to say thank you so much for your time and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the research.